to you, my fellow Dark Ones. How are you guys doing today? How's life? And yes, I finally made an assault rifle. This is my first hunt. That villager didn't really count because that was an accident. You know, sometimes you accidentally push the trigger. Anyways, what are we doing? Good question. Our mission is threefold. Not to be confused with a tree who has been folded. One of them is that I realized we have Spice of Life Carrot Edition and we can have 88 more hearts. So I'm just basically gathering food and eating them. The second mission is to take targets of opportunity. You can eat dragon flesh. And of course the final item on the list was to get some peanuts. It gives you a decent supply of seed oil. Plutonium-238. Now I should really feel bad about not taking the advanced plating. It's okay, it's cheap. Yeah, it's cheap. It's just tough alloy. What the hell is wrong with you? You're giving me all the cool stuff. You know, I just had a thought. Maybe we are not meant to kill the dragons so easily. You know, with the guns. But by adding tech guns, I have made the game way more expensive, way more difficult, and I can't really go to the nether. So I'm okay with the trade-off. Besides, he can still kill me. I have to wait for him to get stuck. You know, exactly like that. Their AI is a bit stupid. Ring of magnetization. Tiny pile of plutonium. Is it deadly? Oops. That was stupid. 2 minutes. We need to go back home. And die here. Yes, I know. I'm very resourceful. As usual, derping aside, let us get some tough alloy. That should give us some advanced plating and we need 4. This is expensive. But at least we can have a plutonium RTG with 250 RF constantly. That's actually great. We use it for the AE2. It needs 16 tough alloy just to make the 1. Do I even have more? Okay. Not much. Yeah, we need 3 more just to get the second one, but it's fine. I'll go to the Twilight Forest, I'll gather some ores. Yeah, and this is what I mean. The stupid mobs spawn everywhere and they're really dangerous. I have made the plutonium RTGs. We have 3 of them in total. One of them is like under there, so you can't really see that. I also noticed something very important. The Californium RTG, which gives us 750 RF constantly, is also advanced plating. So I could have made that one as well. I do have 1 Californium. But it's fine, we will do that later on. I was out of tough alloy. But here's the thing, I want to start making a base, and for that unfortunately we are going to need a ton of resources, so I have to go on a very long session of mining. And since the backpacks are not doing great, I thought maybe we should first upgrade our tools and also make a Dank null. You know, it's not that expensive, it's just coal, redstone, etc. The reinforcement modifier on the other hand is a teeny tiny bit expensive, but it's fine, I'm working on it. So here is Dank 1, and I think we are already going to have problems with coal. Oh, the power is not enough, you can't extract it. Okay, we don't have a problem with coal, it's the applied energistics. There's no problem with the applied energistics, it's just that we need an energy cell for a buffer. So as for the Dank null, we can only go to Mark 5. The next one is going to need emeralds and a singularity. Okay, it's something that we don't have anyways. And yes, I'm throwing away the glass because we don't want to clog up our system. I believe we should be able to have some reinforcement modifiers. Perfect, here's more ready. Don't you worry. My pick is the most important one. I'm out of manulin almost. But yeah, I think we're good. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, see you in a few hours. I am back and I have done a ton of mining. And by a ton, I really mean a ton. Crazy. I know. While I was mining, I just remembered something very important about this mod pack. There are ore veins, which is something that I think we would be able to detect using a scanner. I did not remember this because last time that I was playing Enigmatica 2, that used to crash my game, so I never used it. But I guess that problem should have been solved by now. And I have been thinking before we move on and try to make a scanner, maybe we should get into Tinker's IO. Thankfully, we were rewarded 1 stack of ice, so making the basins is going to be easy. There you go. And then if I'm not wrong, we're going to need a ton of upgrades. Oh, you need a chest for each one. Yeah, I should have paid attention to the recipes. Let us see how many we can have. 5 is not good. It seems I have to make a few bits of night slime, but let us see if this works. For example, if we put gold inside, we have a plate cast. It's not the fastest thing. I have a feeling they have disabled most of the functions in this mod pack, so that's it. Yeah, you can't make it go faster, but this is also convenient. It's also decently fast. I do admit. So if that is the case, let us try to get some night slime, and I forgot how to get it. Ooh, can we make like a reservoir or something? Yeah, why not? We upgrade it to Invar. There's literally like 1 purple slime island over there. It's like, I don't know, 3,000 blocks away? Oh, there's one here. Oh, and by the way, last episode I got an ender orb. This is from Cyclic. It's a reusable ender pearl. It is very handy. When you're climbing, make sure to look at the island. I was looking the other way and I was like, where's the island? And yeah, there it is. So obviously we are going to take the purple slime, just in case, but we are also going to take the fluid. You can put it inside the smeltery, it's just 1 bucket. Oh, we're full. Bye bye. Yeah, you can put it inside. My goal was not to make a bunker, my goal was to start making our factory. I guess if you make a very small structure from concrete, it's gonna look like a bunker anyways. And yes, the second floor didn't help. But don't you worry, eventually we're going to have a bridge over here, so this could be our guardhouse, full of golems. But in any case, this stupid chimney that you see over here is our smeltery, which we do have an access hatch for it. And yes, we do have the charset mod. The smeltery is full of blazing pyrotium, which I got from the nether. We have 2 smart outputs, each one of them has slot upgrade tier 4. So it's actually decently fast. Let me demonstrate it for you. You put the items in, this is the speed that we smelt them, and this is the speed that we convert them into ingots, which, you know, goes inside this crate. Also inside we don't really have anything special, it's just our ME system and, you know, my bed. You might also notice that in the true Imperial fashion, we don't have any guardrails for the balcony, so you can just fall down. But now that we have a semi-functioning base, what is the plan? Obviously, power. I have a plan to generate power. The problem is that I need some sort of an interim power system so that I can power my power system. Sounds very confusing, I know. And that interim power system is going to be solar panels. A lot of them from nuclear crafts. It seems that they have been buffed. Even the garbage version gives you like 40 RF per tick. But as it is the deal with every single solar panel, the higher tier you go, it's going to get exponentially more expensive. And eventually this is the goal. Elite solar panel gives you 2560 RF constantly. So I think here's what we're going to do. We're going to make that stupid scanner. Where is it? I realized we don't have enough gold. There you go. One of the modules that we want is the rare ores one. Correct? I think this is also going to show us uranium, magnesium, and thorium, and etc. We probably also get one for common ores, and if we manage to get a range upgrade, I'll be more than happy. I think I have 1 ender pearl. Well, as it turns out, I have 2. We also need to charge it, so here's a charging station from Immersive Engineering, and for the moment, I think something like this should work. Yes, it's charging up. I remember last time this used to crash my game, so let's see if it works. We're looking for giant clusters, maybe in the morning. Also, if you're wondering what the hell these blocks are, they're from Industrial Renewal. If you go to the description, there is a list of mods that I have added. So if we go a bit deeper and scan, can we find something of interest? There are ores everywhere. Yeah, I don't see a massive cluster. I personally think this is going to be much more useful in the Twilight Forest. Because, you know, the surface on the Twilight Forest is Y level 36. So, you know, it's not very deep. Yeah, you see, that seems to be a big cluster. Yeah, that seems to be massive. But this is just redstone. A lot of redstone. Yeah, but it's a vein anyways. Why the hell not? This is a bit more like it. This is iron. A lot. Those should be the nuclear craft ores. Yep, exactly. Magnesium. Where's the rest? I hit the jackpot. So it does work in the overworld, but over here in the Twilight Forest, it's much easier. You know, I processed a decent supply of thorium, and we also have 200 of the ore. So I was thinking, instead of having solar panels, why the hell don't we go with a fission reactor? Because if you guys remember, last episode we actually got pretty lucky. We got a fission controller, as well as a helium compressor. The helium compressor can be useful for making the coolants. And I don't really think TBU fuel is going to be that hot. 21.6. That's nothing. Yeah, the fission controller would have been a bit expensive. And the reactor itself is relatively cheap. That is the hope. Let us see. Okay, so this is going to be the size of our reactor. It's going to have an internal space of 9 by 9 by hopefully 3, because, you know, the blocks are a bit expensive, and yes, this is a giant overkill. The thing is, eventually we want this reactor to run incredibly fast so that we will get the byproducts of nuclear fuel, correct? So the bigger we make it right now, the less work we have to do later on. Although later on, making all of these blocks is going to be incredibly more cheap. It's fine. For the moment, I'm just out of graphite. The stupid reactor is ready. We did have a staff of traveling, which is going to be very useful. I did make a trapdoor for the reactor. The problem is that you have to open it with a redstone signal. And I don't really like doing that, but let us give it a try. Oh, it's so dark. Much better. So a helium cooler, which is not how you make it. Oh, it's liquid helium. What is the difference? Oh boy, we need a new machine. Super cooler. Not that bad. But we also need an alloy furnace. Okay. Oh, you can just make it in a tinker smeltery. Much better. We're gonna cheat. You cannot smelt coal. Is it coal dust? Nope. It's actually cheaper to go with a furnace. Yeah, I even had the material on hand. Perfect. That should work. Perfect. That's all we need. The problem with the charset mod is that, yes, you're going to have ingots, but then you forget where you left them. I left the steel over there because I just wanted to see how it looks. It's a very good thing that we made the alloy furnace because we needed some magnesium diaborite. I have no idea what it is, but it's fine. We have our super cooler. So, how do you work? Is it working? So, liquid helium. Oh, you need 8 buckets for... Huh, you know, that is perfectly fine. We just do this, and you export, and yeah, eventually it's gonna work. You're also going to need power, so here is my RTG, and you're going to consume 2000 RF per tick. Amazing. Well, for us to understand how much power are we going to get, we don't really need the helium for the moment, but the way that the helium cooler works is that it has to touch one reactor casing, This is not helium, this is an empty cooler, but it also has to touch one redstone cooler. And that redstone cooler has to touch one reactor cell, correct? Yeah, exactly. At least one reactor cell. So I'm assuming a pattern like this should work. And if that is the case, how much power is it going to generate for us? 2880. Lovely. It's just that the helium is gonna take ages. We have 150 millibuckets. Don't you worry, I think I have a solution. Our problem with helium is power. I have literally one Californium 250, and can we make this? No. It's fine. We're out of graphite. Not a big deal. Perfect. 750 RF per tick. Really? Oh yeah, this is gonna be much better. It's nuclear craft, so it's not gonna be amazing. Every time the buffer gets full, we get like 25 millibuckets. But I guess in the meantime, I should be able to process more thorium and add more cells. And you know, generally optimize it a bit more. I added a few more cells, I added a bit more fuel, and now we're up to 5760 RF per tick, which is good. I'm going to add more, don't you worry. But one of the important things that I remembered is that you cannot really read a comparator signal out of the reactor port. Because the way that a fission reactor from nuclear craft works is that if you give it a redstone signal, it's gonna turn on, correct? If you turn it off, it's gonna be off. And if it constantly runs, it's just gonna waste fuel. So we need to be able to read the energy levels. And how do we do that? Well, there is a basic voltaic pile, which gives you the ability to read the energy levels. But then there's also a basic lithium-ion battery, which does give you exactly the same thing, but also gives you a buffer of 3.2 billion RF, which I think for episode 2 is not the worst thing to have. And yes, it's going to be an absolute pain to craft it, but I have plenty of time until my helium is ready. Oh, you need DU plating. I think I have enough sulfur. I have 18 sulfur. Yes. So we can have 4 of you, and therefore we can have a rock crusher. And the reason that we need rock crusher is that we need this. I have no idea how to read that, but it also gives us sulfur. You know, it is true that the reactor is not fully operational, but this power system is just making me mad. We put you on top of the reactor for the moment. Start crushing. You need 8000 RF per tick. What's wrong with these machines? And we got nothing. The reason that we want this is one of the alloys here. I think in the lithium ion cell. Yeah, lithium manganese dioxide alloy, which comes from manganese dioxide, which comes from manganese oxide, which comes from this. That's all we want. Maybe just a bit more? Just in case? Well, this is what we want is something, but processing it in nuclear craft is something else. So, we have the manganese oxide. Now we need to convert it into manganese dioxide. So I have an electrolyzer, we're getting oxygen. I made a fluid infuser. That should give us manganese dioxide, perfect. And yes, I also made a fluid enricher. I made it by accident. So I'm doing all of this in order to get lithium manganese. So lithium, yes. This guy over here. And yes, I'm doing everything manually. It's not the best. Wait a minute. I need 12. I have 14. Okay, we're good. We're finally making progress. Finally, we shall have our 4 lithium ion cells. And voila, basic lithium ion battery. You should give me a bigger achievement for that. So I do have a feeling if we put you over there, you're getting power. If you sneak and right click, this is blue. It should be input. This should be output. Although the most important function that we want this guy to have is to be able to read a comparator signal, which works. When I was mining in the Twilight Forest, I did manage to find some draconium, so we should be able to make a potentiometer. What the hell is this? Okay, so the best part is that the potentiometer does not require draconium. Basically what we want to do is that we want this comparator to emit a redstone signal whenever the battery is full. So we put you to 15, and then, you know, have just a redstone piece? That's not great. I need to do some remodeling. Okay, if the comparator is off, why do I have a redstone signal? I never remember doing this, but I put the potentiometer on 14. It can be 15. Then I put the comparator on subtract mode, and now we're fine. Maybe it was always like this and I just forgot. We need to invert the signal, so something like this should work perfectly fine. Whenever the lithium-ion battery is full of power, we don't want the reactor to run. Is it horologium or is... oh, it's nighttime. However, just to make sure that everything is going to work according to plan, let's consume a teeny tiny bit of power and see if the reactor is going to kick in. Also, depleted TBU, what do you give me? Uranium, Neptunium. The buffer of the reactor is empty. Now we are consuming power from the ion battery. And I just broke my super cooler with all the helium inside, but I wanted to consume some power. Oh yeah, it worked. I think. I was under the impression that you can give a redstone signal to the port. Okay, you can't. It's fine. You should be able to give it to the controller. So we just put it over here for the moment. You're not on. Am I blind? This is power 10, so you should be on. Do you have any idea why it was not working? I forgot the fuel. Yeah. Now it's on. So everything works fine. We're just reading a comparator signal out of the lithium-ion battery. We're inverting that signal. and we turn the reactor on. So whenever the battery is full, we are not wasting any fuel. Also, I was wrong. The battery is not 3.2 billion RF, it's only 32 million. But it's fine, you're going to ignore the fact that the buffer of the reactor itself is actually higher. After setting up a semi-successful fission reactor, I was wondering why the quests are not counting. Basic plating. I have no idea what's wrong with it. This is basic plating. Are you gonna count? Oh, so what the hell was wrong? I never held it in my inventory? Well, that could be a thing. But I also want to try something. The nuclear furnace. I believe if you give it uranium, it's gonna smelt things super fast. That's not super fast. Yeah, it's even not worth it. With blazing pyrotium, you barely use any fuel. Anyways, those are not important. The loot bags are important. And we have exactly 9 of them. Garbage. Food! Finally! Are you kidding me? Black carpet. Oh, that's nice, I guess. A bit late. They're not amazing. I'm really happy with the tiny little reactor setup that we have, and yes, it does look massive, but remember, it has like 8 fuel cells. That takes care of our power situation for a very long time, but we have other problems. And I have no idea how much time do we have until the end of the episode, but I was thinking maybe we should get into mechanism. By getting into mechanism, I just mean unlocking the machines and getting a few metallurgic infusers. The problem is steel. A lot of steel. Oh. It's horologium again. It's like either the 3rd or the 4th time. I hate this. We have 1 more block of steel, so we don't need the blast furnace anymore. We actually do need to have the blocks. Let's convert 10 of them to the reinforced version. I have never ever moved anything, so I have to look for my engineer's workbench. But good, we are going to need a few mechanical components, and I think that's all you need for mechanism. Yeah, it's just osmium. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot each recipe gives you 2, but here are a few steel casing. I missed the blocks. We have 8 blocks. Metallurgic infusers are going to be incredibly important, so I guess maybe we should have 2 of them. Here is 1, and here is 2. And this is a very horrible setup, I'm fully aware of that, but don't you worry, we're gonna fix it next episode. Today we just want to be able to unlock a few things so that it makes our lives a bit easier. I think the first thing should be some circuits, because even though we have the cheaty circuits from Turk guns, we're not actually using them. The circuit that I have to craft is this one from IC2, which yeah, it's a pain to craft, but this one is like super cheap. We also make some steel, and just to make sure that we are not going to waste any more resources now that we have the circuits, here is an enrichment chamber, which is also going to help us with AE2 because we can grow Certus quartz in it. A single mechanism machine without any upgrades is kind of garbage, so let us work on the upgrades. Okay, we have plenty of osmium, a bit of gold. How many alloys do we have? Not that much, but it's fine. The faster that we get alloys, the better our lives is going to be. And we should be able to power this. Yeah, it's just 1000 RF. Although the main question is, why aren't you unlocked? Okay, I have to run a command every time. Oh, all of them were quests. So nice. This has been the easiest stack of steel I ever had. And yeah, I changed my mind about the nuclear furnace. It's actually not that bad. 1 uranium is going to last quite a while. But let us also try and get some tier installers. Oh, this is expensive. It's not horrifying, but it's expensive. This was a very easy quest line. I'm very happy. But as usual, let us see what we get. Cinnamon sugar donut. Food is nice. Food is always nice. Much nicer. I don't want lapis. I don't really want the door. I'm getting tons of food. Well, bricks are bricks. Let's use them. Oh, I have more. Sword of the Cosmos. That's also fine. Brew stand. I don't really know why I got excited. We don't need that. I just advanced a teeny tiny bit further. Now we have an osmium compressor as well. Which brings us to our next topic, which is harvest level 9. It's actually not a very complicated recipe, but you need so much garbage. Let us get started. Here is our refined obsidian dust. I think I should add 10 more. Yeah, we just get half a stack. At our Tinker Smeltery, I do have servos over here which are set to redstone high, and I can control them with a lever. So when we don't want it to eject, we can just flick the lever and it's going to be turned off. But yes, we're getting Osgo glass. Or whatever the hell it is called. I don't really like it because I have no idea how to pronounce it, but I remember last time that we were playing Enigmatica 2, this was kind of important. Why was it important? I have really no idea. Yeah, I know you need it for the ultimate ingot, but that can't be it because there are so many painful stuff here that this is nothing. You need void metal. Jerk. This should be harvest level 9. Where did it go? Oh, it goes here. Thank you. Thank you. We melt it again because I do have a feeling it's much easier to upgrade our tools. Is it actually great? Mining speed 7.5. Cobalt is 12. Never mind, it is garbage. We have a garbage base, we have a garbage reactor, we have a few garbage machines. But if I'm not wrong, we should have plenty of time until the end of the episode. So let us unlock more mods. And of course the first one is going to be the mod of purpleness. Thaumcraft. I don't really remember what we need, but I think we're going to need a stupid bookshelf. Silas Mundus. Yes. Thaumonomicon. Perfect. Oh, I have to do research. I think for the arcane workbench, we just need a crafting table. Okay. It's been a while, I'm sorry. I know it's probably written somewhere, I'm just lazy. You're cheap. Very good. Now we should be able to scan stuff. I can't really do the research right now. That is a compressed creeper. As I was saying, I can't do the research right now because I don't have access to enough paper, but that is fine because our goal is to unlock as many mods as we can. For example, Astral sorcery. Very anticlimactic. So wait a minute, I never picked up any marble? Where do you find marble? The problem is that I have seen so many temples, but I have never raided a single one. I was going to say that I didn't pay attention, do we get even aquamarine in the overworld? Which we do. And now that we are rich, how hard is it to make a magnet? I don't like any of them. It's okay, I do like this one, and we can craft it once we get back to the base. I am around 2000 blocks away from home, and I think I have found a temple. The question is that where is it? It's over there. We're actually not here only for the marble, although we need marble. But later on, I think we are going to need the floating crystal. That's the main reason I came here. And constellation papers. Let us mark this place on our ender book. This way I can teleport back here whenever I want. Anyways, our resonating wand. Shouldn't you be a quest? Oh, the aquamarine was the gate, but fine. Very good thing that I set up a waypoint over here because we immediately had to come back. Everything in this mod pack is incredibly entangled, and if you want to get into Botania, what you need to do is to do a bit of astral sorcery. So it's one sooty marble, one crafting table, and I'm hoping any marble will do. Oh, it does. Lovely. So if that is the case, I can have my petal apothecary. That's not how you make it. How is that any different? Oh, it has to be white. This is a wonderful opportunity to study. Hey, you. And now we're going to fight them like men. I know, it was very manly. So this is considered a desert? Oh, it's called Cold Desert, of course. Instead of going around the world trying to find a white flower, I could have just made some floral fertilizer. And it has been a while since I have said that last sentence, and I still haven't done that. And yeah, the answer is still no. I haven't done that. I found one! Being stupid pays off! Plutonium. We can't carry that. And I guess nothing of interest. It's fine. All we wanted... I didn't pick it up. Instead of walking all the way back over here, I should have made the floral fertilizer. But it's fine. We have what we need. Give me my petal apothecary. Thank you. Now we can go home. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye.